Hi guys, Ginger here. We're going to try something a little different today. Some of you know that for a long time I wanted to be a chef, so I've taken a ton of cooking courses. I have been cooking for a long time. We've had a very large family that I've had to cook for, and I'm always experimenting. I've got a ton of friends that also experiment, so I managed to gather recipes pretty frequently. So today we're trying a new recipe that I've come across from one of my Twitter peeps, one of my amazing Twitter peeps, Beagerino. She made this, what did she call it? Deep dish breakfast pizza. And you gotta take a look at this thing. Look at that. Fabulous. So the recipe is on a website called Keto. I will include a link to the recipe there. I absolutely recommend that you pick it up. Grab her cookbook while you're at it, because she's got a ton of really good recipes. I've used quite a few of them already. Now this is, what you also might not know is we're generally keto in this household. Keto/carnivore, so almost everything we eat follows those rules. So this one definitely follows those rules because it's heavy on the meat and the cheese, which is just the way we like it, I think. So, first thing I have to do is brown the sausage. So you're not supposed to use the casings. I couldn't find any that didn't have casings, so we're gonna have to strip those off. That's always fun. And guys, please don't mind my half-finished kitchen. Oop, forgot my apron. A little Duran with our cooking today. So the reason for the half-finished kitchen, 4 years ago, we had a big house fire. Nobody died. I almost died, but made it out of that one. It's just more proof that I'm completely invincible. So we ended up having to gut our entire 138-year-old house and rebuild the whole inside from scratch. So we started out with a contractor and then fired the contractor, and now I have the task of finishing the rest of the house myself. I started the project on the drywall stage and have been slowly going ever since. So all the floors, all the walls, and now all that's left is the trim work. So that's why it looks like that, because the kitchen is the biggest job and it's the one that I'm going to save for last. If you've been following me for a while, especially if you've been following me on Twitter, you've been seeing some of my reno projects, including trimming up bedrooms and reversing my staircase around, so you'll be familiar. But back to cooking. Ooh, I gotta cook some bacon. So, we also have to chop vegetables. Her recipe, my lovely friend's recipe, calls for white onions, but I prefer leeks. Well, that's not true. I like white onions just fine, but for this recipe, I'm going to sub out leeks because I think I'm going to like the flavor profile of that, and I've been looking for an excuse to use leeks for some time now. Peppers. Love me some peppers. Spank the pepper. Bad pepper. God, that smells good. Hello, handsome. Thank you. So we're browning up that meat, browning up our chopped vegetables, all in the skillet here. And now we'll get the egg part ready. Twelve eggs, 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream, garlic and or onion powder. I don't have onion powder. Italian herbs, coconut flour, and baking powder. It's magic. Wow. It's kind of like a giant quiche. It's like a meat and cheese quiche, which is really the perfect kind of quiche. Wow, guys, you can really tell the difference between my fresh farmer's eggs that are way more yellow and my ones from the store, from the grocery store. Our fresh egg delivery has been canceled for the season now because the chickens stopped laying. It's too cold. So now I have to start buying them from the store again. That's good. 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. So this is for the dough part, guys. The dough. So 1/4 teaspoon of this. When it comes to garlic, we like to just rough measure. Dried Italian herbs. She's got a measurement there, but once again, I have no respect for the rules. And pepper. So she says to stop there, because once we do the beating, we only have a couple of minutes before we have to throw it in the oven. So we'll do the beating last. Save the beating for last. So the coconut flour will have to wait for the after that, because we don't want to throw it in now. It'll mess up the leavening. We don't like it when we mess up the leavening. Oh, Jesus. Can you open a window, please? Shh. Stop. This is a huge problem. You don't use the bottom one. We're gonna dice up the bacon now. Let it cool down a little bit first. Now she says to use a springform pan, but I don't have one big enough for this recipe, so I'm just gonna use my plain old casserole dish. It won't be as nicely formed as hers because you'll have to dig it out of the pan, but we work with what we have. So we're going to change to another dish because this isn't big enough. Hey. Throw all the meat and veggies in the bottom of the pan. and spread it out. That's what she says. Spread it out. There you go, guys. So, then I hear that we need to spread even amounts of bacon and pepperoni and any other meat toppings you like, and it could be a really long list, guys, but we're gonna stick with pepperoni and bacon today. Between sausage, pepperoni, and bacon, I think it's gonna be meat-delicious. Good pepperoni. Okay, guys. Meat layers. And it's, to be clear, you can add anything you want in here. This is meant to be like a pizza, meat pizza quiche kind of thing. So she's got tomatoes in this recipe. I'm not going to add those because we don't really like tomatoes that much. But I bet they would make it taste more pizza-like, which is probably the reason that she added them. But you could add just about, oh, now I just realized I bought mushrooms for this and I didn't cook the mushrooms. Okay, well, we're leaving those out because I'm not going back. So you could add anything you want in here. It's literally just to throw it all in dish, and whatever strikes your fancy, it's gonna work. Next, we add half of the cheese. Shredded mozzarella. That's another thing we don't tend to measure. That's about a cup, right? Parmesan cheese as well. She asked for fresh shred, but I don't have any of that, so we're gonna deal with the dried out stuff. And she says to try to concentrate it around the edges because it gives it a nice crispy crust, and crispy crust is my life. Now we're ready for the eggs. I'm gonna need a plug for this. Now I'm in the dark. Here we're going to add the baking powder and coconut flour. And we beat. Now we've got our egg mixture, so here's our layers, all compiled, meat and cheese. Now we're just going to pour this all over the top. It's just like a gigantic omelet. A meaty, cheesy omelet. Those are the best kind. Spread that out nice and evenly. It says cover pan tightly with foil and bake for 45 to 60 minutes. So, trusty foil. Now we're set, guys. Set to put it in the oven. Ooh, I forgot my cast iron was in there. Okay, guys, see you in about an hour. Hi guys, we're back. So we had it in the oven. It's been cooking for about 45 minutes. We did the little test and we're good. So sprinkle the remaining cheese on top and bake another 15 minutes uncovered. More cheese? Oh no, what will I do? I'm gonna put lots on here. There's no such thing as leftover cheese in my house. back in the oven. What I can't share with you guys from here is exactly how amazing that smells. I have been fasting since yesterday, so I'm seriously looking forward to getting myself a chunk of that. See you in 15 minutes. Oh. That looks fantastic. Now the recipe said just to put it back at 350 for 15 minutes. I did that for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then the last 5 I changed it to broil, and that's what made it turn into this really nice peppered brown color and all the bubbles are on the edge. So we're gonna let that cool off for a bit first, and then we're gonna take a big slice. I'm starving. See you soon. Okay guys, I went and cut myself a piece of it, and there we go. Look at how good that looks. It's super, super dense, so you don't need a big piece. There's a ton of food in here. Whew, it's hot. It smells so good. Oh yeah, guys. That's the business right there. You have to try it. Don't forget, I'm going to put a link to the recipe down there somewhere. Definitely check it out. Give it a try. There is nothing bad for you in here. It's all good and all 100% delicious. So, thanks for hanging out. Enjoy your lunch. I know I'm gonna. See you later.